Welcome to The Explainer. I want you to just step away from the noise of your everyday life for a second and step into the shadows with me. Because, we share our planet with these incredible creatures that have absolutely mastered the art of doing the impossible just to see another day. Today, we're going on a deeply cinematic journey right into the hidden corners of the natural world, where the stakes are absolute and survival, well, survival is never guaranteed.
Okay, let's dive into this. In the wild, nature really doesn't afford the luxury of second chances. Every rustle of leaves, every subtle shift in the ocean current, every shadow cast by the sun, it hides a master of survival locked in this intense, high-stakes game of life or death. We're going to be exploring some of the most fascinating animal behaviors, cunning hunting techniques, and just baffling biological miracles ever documented. And make no mistake, what we're looking at today isn't just biology, it is the ultimate thriller.
Section 1, Masters of the Shadows, the Ghosts of the Valdivian Rainforest. So deep in the dripping canopy of the Chilean Valdivian Rainforest, there's this incredible mini mystery unfolding. It's a place of towering trees and almost perpetual twilight. And lurking somewhere within those ancient ferns is an incredibly rare, elusive predator, a creature so secretive, the locals literally know it as a forest ghost. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're looking for. Meet the code cod. It's the shyest and actually the smallest cat in the Americas. When you put a code cod next to, say, your average domestic house cat, you realize just how astonishingly tiny it is. It's a pint-sized predator, which obviously makes it incredibly vulnerable in such a harsh, unforgiving wilderness. Yet its stealth and absolutely perfect camouflage have let it navigate the forest floor entirely unseen by human eyes for generations. But, being a ghost definitely has its tragic downsides. The code actually has the lowest genetic diversity of any known feline. Their population is dwindling into the low thousands. They live in the most geographically limited area in the Americas. And sadly, their home is shrinking fast. But there is hope, for sure. Local researchers and incredibly passionate conservationists like Diego Ramirez and the Guinea Working Group are desperately working out in the field. They're tracking and protecting these beautiful, fading phantoms before they disappear into the shadows forever.
Which naturally leads us to a pretty profound mystery. If the ultimate stealth predator, a creature perfectly evolved to hide, is struggling against the odds, how do other creatures adapt to survive the impossible? What lengths will biology actually go to when simply hiding just isn't enough? Section 2, Bizarre Survival Strategies. Define the laws of biology.
To answer that, we have to shift our focus to the downright bizarre. We're moving into a realm where animals don't just adapt to their environment, they completely defy our understanding of the laws of biology. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is we're looking at the axolotl, an amphibian with a superpower that literally baffles scientists. If an axolotl suffers a catastrophic injury, like losing a limb, it doesn't just form a scar, it initiates cellular regeneration. But here is the truly mind-boggling part. An axolotl can lose up to a quarter of its actual brain, and it will literally just grow it back. Full biological restoration, functioning neurons, the whole shebang. It's basically a cheat code for immortality hidden right inside their DNA.
But nature definitely has a darker side to survival too. Survival isn't always about healing. Sometimes it's about pure control. Certain parasites like the infamous Ophiocordyceps fungus or hairworms have evolved this terrifying ability to chemically hijack a host's nervous system. The parasite enters the host and basically assumes total behavioral control. They literally force the host to move, feed, and act entirely against its own will, all just to serve the parasite's life cycle. It's the real-world equivalent of a zombie invasion, and it's happening right under our feet every single day.
Moving to the water, the stakes demand a completely different, lightning-fast strategy. Enter the sneaky shapeshifters of the ocean, cephalopods, like octopuses. They don't just change color, they demonstrate absolute camouflage mastery by manipulating the actual physical texture of their skin to mimic coral and rock in literally milliseconds. Add to that their incredibly fluid body mechanics, which allow them to squeeze these massive bodies through impossibly tight crevices to trick and evade predators. I mean, they are the ultimate escape artists.
But these shapeshifters operate in the sunlit shallows, which forces us to ask a truly terrifying question. What brutal survival strategies are required when the sun disappears entirely? Section 3, Monsters of the Deep, Surviving the Crushing Abyss.
We're plunging downward now, far past the reach of light, directly into a pitch-black, freezing, and completely alien landscape. 36,000, that is the depth, in feet, of the Mariana Trench, the deepest place on Earth. Just let that profound depth sink in for a second. Down here, the weight of the water above is equivalent to having dozens of jumbo jets stacked right on top of you. It's a place where the pressure alone would instantly obliterate most surface life. Yet, astonishingly, it's teeming with specialized, bizarre life that has become something else entirely. In this darkness, we find creatures like the aptly named vampire squid. For a long, long time, we knew almost nothing about it, but recent documentary footage has captured its eerie, never-before-seen behaviors. When threatened in the abyss, it doesn't just shoot ink like a shallow water squid. No, instead, it turns its entire body inside out, exposing this terrifying cloak of fleshy spines. It's a display of utter weirdness that is perfectly suited for a world totally devoid of light. Let's move to and see how this builds. Because extreme environments aren't just found in the deep ocean, they exist deep in our planet's past too. That number 42, that's not a depth, it's a length. 42 feet. That was the length of the Titanoboa, an absolute monster of a prehistoric megasnake that once ruled the extreme humid environments of our planet. It perfectly represents the sheer terrifying scale that biology can achieve when an ecosystem pushes a predator to the absolute physical limit of size and power. So we've seen creatures that can regrow their brains, turn inside out, and grow to the size of a school bus. But there is one final frontier in nature's survival playbook. What happens when a species is forced to transcend death itself? Section 4, Back from the Dead, the ultimate trick of nature. Welcome to the final, definitely the most hopeful, but also kind of eerie section of our explainer. We're looking at species that science confidently declared extinct, completely wiped off the face of the Earth, only for them to miraculously reappear. So the crucial point is understanding what we call a Lazarus species. This is a taxon that disappears completely from the fossil or scientific record, seemingly gone forever, only to just appear again later. It's an impossible phenomenon. It's basically nature staging a resurrection, proving that life is vastly more resilient and much more secretive than we ever give it credit for. And this isn't just ancient history, guys. It's happening right now. Take the incredibly rare flat-headed cat, which is this bizarre, water-living feline. It was thought to be entirely lost, only to be thrillingly rediscovered in Thailand after 30 long years of absence. Or consider ancient fish like the coelacanth. These are creatures that were thought to have died out with the dinosaurs millions of years ago, suddenly being caught alive and well by deep-sea fishermen. They were just hiding in the shadows all along, surviving extinction itself. Which brings us to the end of our journey today, from the tiny ghost cats of the Chilean rainforests to axolotls literally regrowing their minds to the crushing alien darkness of the Mariana Trench. We've seen that life always finds a way, no matter how high the stakes. But it leaves us with one incredibly thrilling question to carry with us. If nature can literally resurrect the dead and master the deepest shadows, what other incredible, earth-shattering secrets is our planet still hiding? Thank you so much for exploring with me today. Keep your eyes open. The wild is always watching.